Mike Pillow is vindicated. Or so he claims, which means it's time for another episode of Pillow Talk.
God gave me this platform. I already know I'm going to win.
China did our vote. Biden and Harris would say, hey, we're here to protect the country, and resign.
Mike Lindell's a conspiracy.
But you haven't.
Just forget about the evidence. This was attacked.
My Pillow CEO Mike Lindell is proclaiming vindication after a Georgia ruling noted that the plaintiffs in the case concerned about election security weren't actually all conspiracy theorists after all, which, again, nobody's really making that claim, but at the same time, here he is on War Room taking a victory lap.
Well, first of all, Steve, I get to take off my tinfoil hat. You know, that's what that judge said. We're not a conspiracy theory guy anymore. Praise the Lord. This is going to expose everything. The judges opened the door that no man can shut, and we're going to go through it. And this is huge, absolutely huge.
You heard it, everybody. He even took off the tinfoil hat. There's a door open now that no man can ever shut. Except, you know, there's not actually any vindication there at all. So let me give you the details here. So now the lawsuit he was referring to was filed by individual voters and the election security advocacy group, the Coalition for Good Governance. And it argued that the machine's cybersecurity flaws do violate the constitutional right of voters to cast their votes and have those votes accurately counted. The opinion by U.S. District Judge Amy Totenberg noted that there is reason to believe that there are security issues related to voting machines. So now the judge was, an Obama appointee. So she was appointed to the bench by former President Barack Obama and had denied the state's request to rule without a trial just based on the arguments and the facts of the case. The judge found there to be some material facts in dispute that must be decided in a bench trial, which is set to begin on January 9th, 2024. So now, when you look at this, it actually seems reasonable. Why? It's because there's a possibility that voting machines could have security issues. Duh, of course. They could have faulty software. I mean, I remember back in 2012, you had voting machines in certain areas. These were Diebold voting machines that did flip votes from Romney, from Obama to Romney. So that was weird. Now, look, election security issues with some of these machines are things that are something that election security officials have also pointed out. These machines, just like any other hardware or software, could have flaws, could have issues. That itself should not be controversial or considered a conspiracy theory. Now, what is a conspiracy theory is the idea that the 2020 election was hacked, okay, and the election results changed by China in order to steal the election for Joe Biden. The reason that is nuts is because there's no evidence to back that up. No real evidence here. These machines themselves are not hooked up to the internet. Now, that's not to say that voting systems in states, right, are completely unconnected to the internet. No, the voting system itself has to be connected, okay, in order to give results. And so with that, there are potential risks, despite, of course, different states using firewalls and other security measures. Obviously, there's always going to be risk. Now, how much risk is there? I would argue not very much, okay? At least not from foreign hackers. So I failed to see how this is a vindication for Mike Pillow and his conspiracy theories. His entire crusade to get rid of machines is based on disproven claims that the 2020 election was stolen. It's not. This doesn't prove any of that. And when you look into why the judge actually came into her conclusion, it's because of Trump supporters breaking into the Coffee County voting machines and stealing the data to try to prove their election conspiracy theories.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. At no point does Mike Lindell's name appear anywhere in the court filing, nor does it say or prove that he was vindicated. In fact, the plaintiffs explicitly cite Kathy Latham, the Republican Party chair for Coffee County, Georgia, during the 2020 election. Okay, and this suit has been brought multiple years, and so the latest filing, of course, involves her name. Her, along with Sidney Powell and others, were involved in this break-in. And so that fact alone, for the judge, it did raise legitimate questions about the security of these voting machines in Georgia. If, Republicans can go in and break into them to try to steal data. Okay. Now, none of this has anything to do with the Chinese, the Iranians, or the Pomeranians breaking into the voting machine to rig it for Joe Biden. So, Mike, I hope you didn't throw away your tinfoil hat yet, because I'm pretty sure he's far from being done with it.